Alright everybody, I'm back again. Like I said, I was going to make a video about hooking up more than one of these LED bulbs. So that's exactly what I did. I went ahead and got my power supply hooked back up, and everything is running off of this Joule Ringer still. I have just this one running. That second one, I'm not going to say my favorite because I think they both work out pretty well. But that's my newer one, and as you can see, I got one LED, that Ultra Protect one, and then I have that LED. And I'm going to show you the wattage and volts, and it is all hooked up to this one Joule Ringer circuit. You can slightly hear it humming just a little bit, but hardly at all. And that's hooked to this transistor, just one, and I have the leads running off of, I just had jumped the leads from the connection to the first light bulb. So that black one's coming from my transformer, basically the long Joule Ringer wind up core. And then that green one, like I said, that green one, like I said, is going off to the top of the collector base of the transistor. And what I did, I just connected one white wire, and jumped it over to the other positive on the other side of this light bulb outlet. And then I just jumped off from that green one over, as you can see, to that side, that other part of the other outlet. And that's what made this one turn on. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and unplug one so that way you guys could see it shut off. I'm about to unplug it, hold on. And done. See? So you can hook it up that way. Just as long as you're jumping and you're doing, just as long as you make a connection to the light bulbs, you'll be alright. You can hook up as many as you like. You could just, all you gotta do is just connect the wiring all together. Well, right now I am running at these two light bulbs, and they're pretty bright, as you can plainly see. It's lighting up this whole table, no problem. And right here, let's go ahead and see the voltage. We are at a half an amp at basically 10 volts using about 5 watts. So hooking up both of those just to get 5 and only using 5 watts. Now I can get them brighter. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the voltage. See, that's what I like about this whole voltage reducing and increasing adjustment that I have here. All I gotta do is just turn this little knob like I showed you in the other video. All I gotta do is just turn that golden screw, it looks like, to increase and decrease the voltage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it up. You can hear the Joule Ringer getting louder, and every time I turn it, it'll bring up the voltage, no problem. Go ahead and bring it up to, and see right now, that's the good thing about it. Right now I'm running 2 of these light bulbs, and I'm at 11 volts, and it's not making that flickering. Oh, now it is. See, it's flickering right now, and it's at 11.2, 11.5. It'll stop at 12 volts. I'm not sure why it does that around 11.5 volts, but it'll stop at 12. See? Well, 11.7. And then it just keeps making that humming noise. It's still humming pretty loud, but they are pretty bright. And that light bulb right there is doing really well. Like, it's very bright. I think it's brighter than that bulb. And right now, it only went up a watt. Can you believe that? Just 1 watt, and it's still pulling only half an amp. Not even a full amp. So that's pretty amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up a little more. I wanna see what I can do here. I mean, it's making the Joule Ringer ring really loud. I'm not sure why it's ringing like that. They're flickering a little bit. The light bulb's pretty bright. I don't know if I should go up. I want to test it, but I'm a little scared. We'll go up just a little more. Alright, it stopped. Huh. Well, I didn't blow anything, and it seems to be doing just fine. And it's just pulling, still a little over half an amp. It's not even pulling it's not even pulling 0.6. It's at 1.56. So it's at 13 volts, everybody, and it's pretty bright, especially that one. And this one is pretty bright itself, but not as bright for some reason as that. Now, if I was to unhook this bulb, I think that one would be even brighter. But if you think about it, we're not even pulling 10 watts, and we're running 2 of these LED light bulbs. That's very, very good. And for the brightness of all this, I mean, that bulb is very bright, and the Joule Ringer is ringing, and it was making some flickering noises, and I don't know what that was all really about. I mean, if somebody want to let me know, that would be awesome, but for some reason it was making that noise, but it's not doing anything bad now, so we're doing very well right now. I'm just going to put that out there. And we're running at 13.35 at 7 volts and still not even a whole amp. So if I had these just hooked up in my house all day, I mean, granted it is ringing, but there's plenty of things that you could put this circuit into. Like, you don't have to have this out. You could put this in a box that's contained, like noise proof. You won't even hear that hum if you built something to put that in, which I'm probably gonna wind up doing in the future. I'll probably just have like the transistor, like I'll have the wires come out of the box, and then I'll probably just put some epoxy or something to cover up the holes that the wires are coming out of the box from, and then just hook them up on the outside. Hook this transistor. I'm sorry. Probably hook the transistor up outside the box on some kind of like metal casing or anything to kind of have a heat sink to release the heat. I don't know how hot it is right now. I'm not even gonna try to touch it, but like these transformers can get hot. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not even that bad right now. But like I was saying, it's doing pretty well. And my next attempt, just like how Laser Saber did, I told you guys in a previous video that I did get into capacitors, and just like how Laser Saber made his balancing capacitor circuit, his boost pack, I made me one. Look at that. That is awesome. I have six capacitors. These are the Maxwell, I think is what it's called. Maxwell. Matter of fact, I have an extra one because when I bought these, it came with 8. So I have 2 extra Maxwells. I'm going to show you what they look like. Just give me 1 second to get it. And it came with 8. I got 2 extra ones here, and they both do pretty well. I mean, they all do well. I'm sorry, not both, but all. Here we go. Zoom out. I have this right here, Maxwell Technologies. This D cell, I don't really know. I guess because it looks like a D battery, but they're a boost cap ultra capacitors from Maxwell, and look at the rating: 350 farads. 350 farads at 2.7 volts DC. So just under 3 volts, and I have 6 of these right here, as you can see. I have this Scotch tape, or blue Scotch tape wrapped around, because I have this right here in the center. I'm pretty sure you can see that indent. I have a piece of plastic blocking the backing of this, because if you connect if you connect capacitors to each other in the back, it will make them discharge the electricity built inside. Not built inside, but put inside, I'm sorry. And so if you connect these two, say we connected these two back pieces together like this, like I'm not gonna do it, but say like we connected them like that, it will spark and it will melt your wires and your wiring and everything. So I had to put a piece of plastic in between the backing of all these capacitors, and then I just taped them all together, and then as you can see I soldered the wires in series, so that way it's 2.7 plus 2.7 plus 2.7, then that wire comes from here over here to 2.7 to 2.7 to 2.7, making about 16, it's a little over 16 volts. I think it's like 16.2. I'm not sure, I forgot. I'll do the math in a second. But now I got his balancing circuit, and I did buy the LEDs that he said, because one, my favorite color is red and I like red LEDs, so when I seen that he had red LEDs, I just wanted to get them. But these are ultra bright red LEDs, and these diodes are more stronger than the one he suggested. And it's not anything in particular, like you can get the ones he suggested. I just had these spares lying around. So I have 6 diodes. They come from off of one of the, basically, so you hook up one boost cap to the positive. This is the positive. That whole part right here that stretches from here to over here, all those are the positive lead. So you could jump off from any of those little prongs, and that is all positive. The center is the negative. Anyway, so I just jumped off from, I just connected from off the positive, the diode, that I had the diode come up from the positive, and just one regular wire to connect to the LED. So the diode connected to the positive side of the LED, and then one regular wire from off the ground to the ground side of the red LED. And that's how you make the balancing circuit. And what the balancing circuit is, I'm not sure if he really explained it, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The balancing circuit has to do with, I don't know if I should put this on another video, but I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to put this all in one. The balancing circuit has to do with, the balancing circuit has to do with the balancing of the voltage in each capacitor, because you don't want to overcharge one capacitor, because it could mess up the capacitor, like take away from its lifespan or something like that, is what I've heard. And so basically you could you could plug up these leads and connect them all together, and they will balance each other out. So, and you could see the brightness. That's what the LEDs are for. The brighter the LED, the more voltage it has. So say like this one was really bright, but this one was kind of dim. That means this one has more voltage than this one has, and that's no good. You want them all to have the same amount of voltage. So anyway, that's it for right now. I'm going to hook this up in another video. My battery is running dead on my camera again. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll tune in next time.